What's up, everybody? Welcome back. We're doing another getting to know video here, this time focused on Phoenix. This is also the first getting to know since the official launch of Valorant. So as you can see, the animations are a little more fine-tuned, the graphics are a little better. It's just a generally more polished game. But again, back to Phoenix. He is a duelist, as you can see listed there, and what that means is, more than anything, it's going to be his job to win gunfights. So you'll see as we go through his kit, a lot of his abilities are geared toward engaging and winning gunfights to really set your team up to win the round. Focusing first on Phoenix's signature ability, his E ability, called as you can see there Hot Hands, and what it really is a Molotov. He pulls out a fireball and will throw it down to a spot, and that will effectively block the area from being walked through without the enemy taking damage. It does do a fairly significant amount of damage, so the enemy will typically want to wait until it has run out before walking through that area. Additionally, his E ability will also heal Phoenix, so if you throw it at your feet and stand in it, it will restore your health up to 100. It will not restore the armor should you have bought armor. But it is a really useful ability both for aggression and for healing yourself. Now to demonstrate Phoenix's E ability, I'm here in the practice range. So you can see when I press E, he pulls it out and it holds it in his hand, a little fireball. And then if I left click, he'll throw it a long distance where it lands on the ground and creates a pool of flame on the ground. Worth noting, if I press E again and then right click, he'll do this little underhand toss, much shorter throw, but still creates that pool on the ground when it lands. You can see it does last a short duration, but it does block the area for that time. And then last but not least, if I throw it on the ground and stand in it, you can see that I would be healing should I have taken damage. So it's a quick rundown of all of his E abilities capabilities. The next ability of Phoenix's we're going to talk about is called Curveball. It's his Q ability, and it is his flash. So when you press Q, he will pull out this orb that you can see him demonstrating there, actually, and then it'll give you the option to either right-click and throw it to the right, and it'll curve, or left-click and throw it to the left, and it'll curve. And so this is really good for engaging around corners. So you can pull it out, throw it around the corner, it'll blind enemies around that corner, and then you can peek and engage in the gunfight without having to worry about the enemy being able to kill you. Alright, now to do a quick demo of his Q ability, his flash. You can see when I press Q, he'll pull out this little fireball, and then if I were to left click, he'll throw it around the corner, blinding enemies around this corner. Similarly, if I do it over here, again pressing Q, and then right click, he throws it around the corner to the right, again blinding enemies in this area. So you can see how it's a very useful ability to engage around corners and initiate fights. The next ability we're going to talk about here is Phoenix's C ability called Blaze, and what it does is when you press C, he'll throw a flame wall. Similar to his E, that wall will heal you as you walk through it, but additionally, also similar to his E, it will damage enemies as they walk through it, so it will dissuade enemies from passing through an area, it will block their line of sight on that area, and really give your team free passage past a line of sight or through an area into a point. Demonstrating now his C ability. You can see when I press C, he gets out into this menu where he's about to throw a wall, and then by left clicking, he throws out the wall. Lasts a fairly good distance, you cannot see through it, and again, if I walk into it, it does heal me. Also worth noting, it does last significantly longer than his E ability, so if you really need to heal, the wall is a more effective way to do so. One thing I did not mention in the description portion is if you, again pressing C, if you activate it and hold down left click and then turn your camera, you can actually curve the wall. So you can bend it around corners or use it to block, in this case, 2 doorways instead of just the one. Another very useful feature to his ability and something you can really leverage to place the wall exactly where you need it. Alright, and finally, we come to Phoenix's ultimate ability, his X, called Run It Back. And what this does is when you press X, Phoenix will immediately create a copy of himself and leave a little marker on the ground. With that copy, you can play as you normally would with Phoenix. You can run around, you can shoot, you can use all of his other abilities. The only caveat is, when you die as that copy, you just return back to wherever that marker is. You do, however, if you take damage as the copy, you lose the armor you had. So, worth noting. Additionally, if you were damaged when you created the copy, it will return you to 100 health. So it is a good way to heal yourself should it come to that. And last but not least, the copy has a limited time limit. So when you activate it, you only get 5 to 10 seconds of run around time. Once that expires, you again return to wherever that marker was. And finally, demonstrating his ultimate ability, you can see when I press X, he goes into this run it back mode. You can see the timer on the screen there. You can see the marker on the ground, and I can run around. I can do anything I would normally do, and then when the timer runs out, I just return right here. So his ultimate is fairly straightforward, the only caveat being, again, the thing I mentioned about the armor, and again, there is a timer on it. But everything else, you just play as normal. And that's really all there is. That's a quick rundown of Phoenix's abilities. I've been playing him a lot lately and having a lot of fun with him, so take what you learned here, go give him a try, let me know what you think. I like him, so hopefully you enjoy him too. Thanks, guys.